We didn't really talk about what this was. We just put on Canva. I was going to introduce Jōviky. I wrote something, so here we go. He's going to hide. Thank you all for sharing your time and light to be here. I'm so honored to be a part of Jōviky's evolution and to witness each new layer of his journey unfold. I had a close friend who won't be here tonight proof this speech. She approved it and noted that it felt a lot like a love letter. If you haven't seen already, Jōviky's t-shirts say "Write more love letters" on the back, so I hope I'm in alignment with this. Jōviky and Steven, this night is for both of those identities. Your Gemini spirit is held, I think, by the movement between these names. I'm so proud of this person hiding behind the tree for following his intuitive pings at every stage in his artistic career. I don't know many people who are so willing to be novice at things over and over again to learn new skills and deepen their craft of being a true artist. Some of you know Steven from his career as a touring professional dancer. Some of you know him from his pursuit of a film degree and incredible work as a director. Some of you only newly know him at a stage he is in now. A true Gemini. He'll always surprise you and never bore you. But the one thing that's consistent is you can trust him to be his authentic self while doing all he can do to inspire others to do the same. Tonight is more than just a listening party. It's a process of stepping out into the light, into a deeper phase of artistic vulnerability. Much of Jōviky was birthed out of a dark phase. During the pandemic, in a time of deep uncertainty, I got to be a primary witness to someone discover deep and raw layers of self through a form of creativity that's different than all others, music, and specifically music that exposes one's voice through singing and spoken word. Most of us listen to music on a daily basis and largely take for granted its form. Unless someone hands us a microphone, we don't fully think about how vulnerable it is to share our audible voice. As an artist myself, I know what it means to step out onto and sometimes off of a ledge, to take a massive leap of faith and trust fall into the universe. However, in many forms of my art, I can just choreograph in a locked room behind closed doors, or bedazzle a gown at 3 a.m. without anyone to witness all the messy stages of my work. Once it's out, it's my soul that's exposed, but I realized something from watching Jōviky's journey that I think is unique about vocal expression in art. When we put our voice out, we put a layer of ourselves out that is so vulnerable. It's hard to fully process or understand until you do it or witness someone doing it. Messy first drafts leaves our throat chakra so open and exposed, it's impossible to not evolve. It exposes corners of the soul, and the microphone recording allows one to reflect on what you find in those dark corners. And then putting out those recordings allows the world to have an opinion on those raw, exposed layers of self you unearthed in the creative process. It's raw as fuck, and that is what I'm so proud of you for. Raw art is really hard. And real art is fucking necessary. Yeah. Yes. There's a few notes of things I want to make before I pass the microphone to Jōviky. I want to acknowledge someone who is even more of a witness to Jōviky's journey than me. Toshi, our cat, who's no longer here with us, would sit in a loaf on the sofa until 6 a.m. just bearing non-judgmental witness so many nights of him recording. She was an energetic cheerleader that understood even more deeply than me what Steven needed to step into Jōviky. Another person who likely does not know the extent of their supportive role is almost here. Ray, you are an energetic cheerleader and amazing stylist who has truly helped Jōviky believe in himself. Then there's Michael, who's here. And I wrote, "Crazy ass Michael." You held space literally and energetically for Jōviky through many layers of the messy stages. From years of touring and performing together, your bond with Steven is that like a brother. You see him in ways I can't, and I'm so grateful that he has you. Now, finally, I want to thank all of you for your role. If you're here, it means you've supported this person I love so much in ways beyond just being here tonight. As you listen to the EP together, I invite you, of course, to listen on your own accord, to have honest feelings, even criticisms, critiques, etc. Art is a gift. Once created, it's meant to be consumed. However, I also personally invite you to treat this listening party as a gift to Jōviky as well, to hold energetic space for him, to build an energetic blueprint of what it will look like and feel like for him to spend many future nights in many different places and spaces around the world, sharing the music with people in this way. Add his music on your iTunes and Spotify playlists, buy merch, stay here for the rest of the journey because this is just the beginning. And lastly, while we are transitioning listening, I'm going to be handing out or passing around the circle these note cards with pens. And I invite you to write reflections, feedback, brain dumps, maybe even just lyrics, like as you hear them, that you just like jot down. Like kind of think of it as journaling, or at the end if there's something you just want to share. But I invite you to let it be a little bit free form and artistic rather than like, oh God, they're going to read this. What is this? Just like listen to the music and whatever sort of flows out, we would love to have you share. And there'll be a little like treasure chest on the table over here that you can place it in before you leave. Okay.
Oh my God, thank you. I guess I'm supposed to say something after that. Yeah, thank you, Lolly. She's my partner. She's my best. They are amazing. Thanks everyone for being here. I really appreciate the time they all took to just share this time with me. Like she said, it's been like a journey. I've been trying to like create myself in a different way. You know, people know that I used to dance and choreograph and do all these different things. But my dream since I was a child was to do music and to sing and do spoken word and just like share my voice and write things that people could take inside and actually like inspire them. It's been like crazy because doing this, like I learned so much about myself, and then I had to reinvent myself again, and it was just this whole thing that I didn't realize how tough it was going to be. But it's truly been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Dusty, for hosting and letting us use your space. Thank you, Lolly, for doing all this great production design and art direction and helping me like see my dream. It's like this album or this EP is more about my expression outwards and less more about trying to like get my emotions out and be crazy. So this is the first EP that I've done, or the first music I've done where I was really excited to share it with people and make sure that they understood where I'm coming from as an artist. Best for you, strength to hold our hands alone. I see the firelight, too many smalls, the world's too small, starring us away from the city lights, screams a hollow ride. I wanted to say one more thing. I don't know if you noticed when you signed up or RSVP'd, it said that proceeds were going to go to, or some of the proceeds were going to go to children in foster care. And so most people don't know that I was adopted. So when I was 3 years old, I spent 2.5 years in foster care, and it's like really important that you take care of these kids that don't have somebody. So yeah. Anyways, that's why it's there. So just want to make sure y'all knew that. That's the reason.